What is up, boys? My name is Berate, and Waylay is not nearly as broken as y'all think she is. Now, I know new duelist, whoop-de-doo, and I know that Valorant creators have a reputation for saying that every single new agent that comes out is broken, and then a month later, they're gonna be crying and begging for buffs. I know, I get it, I've done it myself with Tejo. What I have here is just a quick little video going over my thoughts on the new Valorant agent, Waylay. Let's get into it. First off, starting off with the abilities. I just am on Twitter here, by the way. Follow me on Twitter at Berate Valorant if you want some quality content from me. Let's go with Waylay's first ability here, which is Saturate. Which is the C ability, instantly throw a cluster of light that explodes upon contact with the ground, hindering nearby players with a powerful movement and weapon slow. Something that you do have to realize with this is not as big of an advantage in the fight as a lot of people think. Now, this is just a worse version of the stun. So let's actually look at what hindering does to you. Let's look at the actual debuff. New debuff, hindering, applies a debuff which impacts fire rate, recoil recovery, equip time, reload speed, movement speed, and jump speed. Want to know what else affects fire rate, recoil recovery, equip time, reload speed, movement speed, not really jump speed? A stun. A breach stun. Yeah. It's essentially just a stun without the visuals of being a stun. And also, it says that it doesn't really affect your accuracy like a stun does, because with a stun, it does affect your first bullet accuracy a little bit. So if you click on their head, sometimes it just won't hit them. This doesn't really affect their... what's it called? This doesn't really affect their first bullet accuracy at all. So any good player will just click your head. And this would be fine if it was just the C ability, but it seems as if all of her like CC or crowd control does revolve around this hindering ability. Let's go, with her ultimate. Equip to focus your prismatic power, fire to create an after image of yourself that projects a beam of light. After a brief delay, you get a powerful speed boost and the beam expands, hindering other players in the area. Again, there's that word again, hindering, which, applies to this debuff right here. Now, something that you do have to realize is that Valorant is a game with a very, very low time to kill, and that heavily relies, especially in solo queue, about giving yourself direct advantages in gunfights. Wuhujin said it best, you can outplay Curry all you want, he's just going to click your head. Same sort of idea applies here. So yes, the movement speed buff is good against Neon players, I guess. And it's good if you want to keep someone in a corner for a pre-fire, but that is really it. Waylay is underwhelming in terms of her competitive viability, which I think is fine because I don't think this is where Waylay shines. Where I do think Waylay shines is in the movement and the get out of jail free card. So a lot of people are saying that Waylay has essentially power crept Jett in a way. Let's go here to Waylay's Q ability, light speed. Equipped to prepare for a burst of speed, fire to dash forward twice, alt fire to dash once. Only your first dash can send you upwards. And if you look at the video here attached, you'll notice that looks very, very similar to a Jett dash, and I think this is what it is trying to emulate, and it's trying to give another option to players who don't really feel like playing Jett, but they still want that explosive entry. That's good. However, something that people are failing to realize is that this ability, paired with this ability right here, which is refract, instantly create a beacon of light on the floor, reactivate to speed back to your beacon as a mode pure light. You are invulnerable as you travel. You've essentially given Waylay the best get out of jail free card in the game. Now, a lot of people don't realize how important get out of jail free cards are in a game like Valorant. So Valorant is all about risk versus reward. In any given play, you're going to be taking some sort of risk associated with that play. If you sit in a corner, you're running the risk that you're going to get hard cleared. If you throw a flash and swing, you're running the risk that they're going to dodge the flash, etc., etc. There's always risk involved. With get out of jail free cards, the reason why they're so good and reasons why Jett and Chamber and the like are so prominent is because it just removes the risk out of any given play. And this, paired with big movement speed and, big movement, is very strong on offense for entries and also on defense for retakes. let me sort of show an example here. So let's take a look at a clip from Shiro. Again, I do not have access to this agent yet, so I cannot really, lab the clips myself, but I know what all the abilities do, and I have the right to make an opinion. It's my channel, cry about it. However, look at what you can do when you pair the dashes with the, get out of jail free card. Essentially, you can pop in on someone, you can get the kill, and you can immediately leave. Now, I don't think people realize how broken this is for entries and retakes. You are essentially removing all of the risk of entry. So let me paint that picture here. So say, for example, I want to entry on Jet, on Ascent, let's say a site here. Oftentimes what Jet players will do is they will throw a smoke in the middle of site, sort of like this. They'll throw a smoke in the middle of site. They'll then use their dash to go into the smoke. Now, the smoke is there to remove the risk of actually getting onto site and being exposed from a lot of angles, because hypothetically speaking, there could be an enemy, back here, in this corner, heaven. You get the idea. There could be a lot of enemies, a lot of places the enemies could be. So Jet throws the smoke to mitigate that risk. Now, the second the smoke goes down, this Jet is kind of cooked unless she actually has her team behind her to actually go in and, capitalize off of the information that the Jet dash gave. So this is what a standard entry with Jet's going to look like. A standard entry with Waylay, and now Waylay has not been added to Valorant, so apologies for the janky illustration here, but just pretend this Jet is Waylay. This Jet entirely in and of herself, the Waylay, could go in, updraft, and dash here, and then the second that anything goes fishy, just immediately leave. Like she's gone. And she's also invulnerable in transit, and from the looks of it, the thing is instant as soon as you press the button. So it is just a reaction check for you, where you just have to say, I'm in, nope, I'm out. Simple as that. No other agent in the game can really do that, and this is why Waylay is so broken, and I think this is what you have to do in order to make Waylay viable. Now, using the word broken is a little bit of an exaggeration, a little bit, of a euphemism here, but my point stands. This is the most quote-unquote broken thing about Waylay is the get out of jail free card. They just gave her the best get out of jail free card in the game. They've essentially given her a Phoenix ult. Now, the thing with the Phoenix ult, and the reason why it is so good, is because if you die, you come back to life at the spot where you came. A good Waylay player who has good game sense and has fast enough reaction time will essentially have a Phoenix ult every single round. Reason being is they're going to activate their E ability and retract themselves as soon as they're even in a tiny bit of danger. So you've essentially given a character movement that is similar to Jet's. You've essentially power crept Phoenix by giving Waylay a Phoenix ult every round. Also, on top of the fact that the slow, combined with the breach ult is good, because, if you can launch people up in the air, or you can catch people jumping, it's good. But specifically, it is the E ability and the Q ability that is the issue, because you're essentially getting a Phoenix ult every round, and on top of that, you are also getting just Jet dashes, pretty much. You're getting an updraft dash every round, pretty much. And if you play, Waylay correctly, obviously this is going to be very broken, and you're going to be utilizing this. And the problem is, I don't really see a very good counter to this yet. I would assume that the counter to this would be a good Sentinel setup. However, Waylay could just dash over Cypher trips, dash over Killjoy turrets, and all that. And even if she does get caught by any sort of trip or molly or whatever, one click of a button and she's out of there and completely back to safety. But Berate, what if they're camping me? What if they're camping the puddle? Shut up, Timmy. Nobody likes you. So, the issue with that is, realistically, you'd want to be using this ability at the very start of the round on entry before the enemies get a chance to get a good flank off and actually camp your teleport. Now, if there is, if you're in a 1v1 situation, you use it like a Phoenix ult. How many times are you realistically going to be sneaking up on a Phoenix ult during a 1v1 when you're trying to defuse the bomb? It's not going to happen. For post plants, Waylay's going to be good. For entries, she's going to be really good. Where she lacks a lot is she lacks a lot in stall potential. She can't really stall people on defense a lot. But she is very good in terms of having the best get out of jail free card in the game, and you need to be abusing that about this character. With all that being said, those are my initial thoughts on Waylay. If you enjoy this type of video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I know this video is a lot less produced. I've, edited this one myself. This one wasn't edited by Ryover. Any future videos where I do long form guides, and my Waylay guide when she actually comes out is going to be fully edited, fully produced and everything. But these are just my initial thoughts on the character. But anyways, with all that being said, this has been Berate. Remember to brush your teeth today, because I know for a fact I haven't. Bye-bye.